Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships, where today we're going to be going over the newest update coming into the game, Update 14.0, and kicking off 2025. And this update revolves around the new, I think it's a light cruiser, Dutch cruiser class coming into the game. And from what I've seen, I think this is going to have maybe some among the most strongest AA in the game. Wondering if it dethrones Brisbane and Minotaur as an example. At least from what I've seen in the ship tools, comparing AA strength, these new Dutch cruisers at the tier 10 and higher tier, they dethrone those British cruisers and some of the American cruisers that are quite known. So that being said, let's see if they have a summary for us. So as always, you always have your day of premium you can collect. So if you're like me, perhaps sometimes you don't have a lot of premium time on my EU server as an example, I'll only claim this once I actually sit down to play, and I intend to play multiple games, rather than just claiming it and it going to waste if you don't plan to get on. Summary of the article. We have early access to Dutch Cruisers Event Pass, operations with Flagships, Bjorn's Ballad adventure, Hamburg Dockyard continues, the Creatorverse is back, Brawls, Armory, game balance changes, content addition and changes, and other changes as well. So I believe we'll have the B turret fixed on the Prins von Oranje, something like that, the new tier 10 Dutch cruiser, which B turret incapacitates whenever a shell lands near it, high explosive shell explosion. Splash damage, that's what it's called. Alright, so early access to Dutch cruisers. This starts, let's see, what is today's date? I'm recording this on the 7th, so it comes tomorrow, the 8th, or today. That's when this video goes up on NA, and it will come out Thursday for EU. And I've already forgotten when it hits Asia. I asked last time, and I've already forgotten. I'll have to revisit that. So you have the new update, which is going to bring the tier 8, tier 9, and the tier 10 Dutch cruisers. They feature 128mm main battery guns with good range and ballistics. For this caliber, their AP shells can deal good damage. Their high explosive shells have good penetration capabilities, but leave much to be desired in terms of damage and fire starting chances. The ships are also armed with a signature Dutch airstrike. More Dutch airstrikes. Yeah, just kind of forgot about that, right? With a fast cooldown, long range, and ability to reach target relatively quickly. On the flip side, the squadron size is only small, or is very small. So I wonder if this means like 15-kilometer. Reloads fast, but maybe you don't do a lot of damage with the strikes. Why do we need more planes in the game we're gaming? The line boasts good concealment and strong A defenses, and the ships also come equipped with engine boost and a repair party with a short cooldown. As for the weaknesses, ships of the line have small hit point pools and a weak armor. Okay, not surprised there. Let's see here. The Jarsveld? I'm guessing they pronounce their J's, I think, silently like a Y. The M van Colhoun, something like that, and the Utrecht. Yeah, so kind of I get this one looks weird, but when I look at the tier 9 and tier 10, it reminds me of the tier 8 Dockyard Dutch cruiser. Actually, that I quite like playing. I forgot the name of it already. Oh, what's this? The Dutch Tricolor. So, was that a new commander? It's in a separate article, which I actually have up here on top. Dutch Cruisers Event Pass. Let's see. This also starts Wednesday for NA, Thursday for EU. So we have two lines. First line, the first progression line, which is the free line. You get a orange permanent camo, which I'm guessing is that one. And then you get permanent camouflages for the Interlocked and for Haarlem. And then you get the ship Jarsveld itself. And then for 2,500 doubloons, you will immediately receive the Lion's Heart permanent camouflage for Josveld. And progressing down the line will bring you the Royal Netherlands Navy permanent camouflage for the Johan de Witt and the Golden Lion. So maybe if you didn't pick those up, or you have bought them as an example, you'll be able to do so on paying for the second progression line. I'll bounce back to this real quick after I read this a little more. Completing each extra level will bring you 1x more signal container and 1x rare bonuses container from the first and second progression lines. If you already have the Royal Netherlands Navy permanent camouflages for Endracht, Haarlem, and Johan de Witt, or the Golden Lion, you receive compensation of 6, 7.5, 9, or 12 million credits, respectively. So that's actually really nice for Wargaming to treat players in such said way. The main thing I want to do in hopping over here was to show you guys the a little bit more of the rewards in the event pass. So you can see 32 more signals container, so coal, steel, green economic bonus containers, and 2 port slots. Second progression line also brings 2 port slots, unless they're referencing this also above. No, 2 port slots, 12,000 coal, 600 steel, so you get 1,800 steel total, or also 24,000 steel. 20,000 free XP, 60,000 Elite Commander XP, 1.5 million credits, and a plethora of green economic bonuses and blue economic bonuses, in addition to 6 days total of premium. So that's what you'll get out of the event pass. So if you are wanting more of... this is honestly in general, if you're an average player, maybe like myself in terms I don't put a lot of money into the game, I don't think there's a real need to spend money on this event pass compared to the Christmas event passes we had, because this one does pretty good. All said and done, like, you get a tech tree ship for free, which you should normally always get that anyhow, right? It's just a matter of when, because you get more steel even in the free pass rather than the paid pass. So but if you're wanting some more economic rewards, then that's basically what you're going to get out of this. Otherwise, you know, maybe if you have more money in your pocket, or you have a lot of doubloons from the Christmas Santa containers, then okay, you can pick these things up, but I don't think it's that great of a paid progression line. So to each their own. Operations with Flagships, so we got some changes coming into ops throughout January 8th and ending the 5th of February on NA. Throughout Update 14.0, you can participate in operations of Flagships, available as a separate battle type. So we have a separate battle type with these quote-unquote Flagships. There are 3 types of Flagships: Incendiary, Specialist, Torpedo Master, and Iron Fist, all boasting increased hit points and provide bots in the nearby area with particular effects. Taking down these formidable Flagships require you to take advantage the knowledge that each of them is particularly vulnerable to a certain type of damage. Make sure to choose which ship to deploy in each battle carefully based on the enemy's weaknesses. When making your choices, keep in mind that you will only face Flagships of a specific type per week for the first 2 weeks. Your most versatile ships will be best suited for the battles of the 4th week, as you'll face all 3 types of Flagships. So here you can see an example of the Incendiary, Specialist, Torpedo Master, and Iron Fist Flagships features. And here's their, so this is what they do in helping the reload time of the enemy ship's main battery and increase their chances of setting targets on fire. Vulnerability is fires, vulnerability torpedoes, vulnerability armor piercing, and semi-armor piercing shells. So you can just reference this to see. So this looks like it's Defensive Naval Station Newport. And you have a Yamagiri with 39,000 hit points. Oh my goodness gracious. Whoa. Or a Clausewitz with 193,000 hit points. This looks like it's Raptor Rescue. Or a Venezia. Not Venezia. Yeah, there's another picture. This is still Clausewitz. Huh. Well, there you go. So I'm sure if on YouTube, I don't really cover too much of operations, but go check out Forgotten Void, Operations with Void. He'll have probably a lot of YouTube videos on this. Bjorn's Ballad Adventure. Let's see here. Starting the 15th of January, ending the February 5th on NA. In the second week of Update 14.0, you can join the legendary Seawolf Bjorn Stormbreaker as he embarks on a dangerous new quest as the behest of the Lady of the Cold. Join him on his adventure and travel through several fantasy locations. These chapters, each 3 chapters rate you, each offering certain missions and more challenging ones. Complete these to receive Commander Bjorn Stormbreaker with 6 skill points for second chest containers and coupons for a 20% discount on themed bundles. More information will be available in an additional article. You'll find thematic bundles for Forsaken chest premium containers in the Armory and premium shops. So, I don't think I've ever played Kansas since I got out of it and got to Minnesota. Kansas is quite punishing, especially if you face tier 10. Mogami, Z23, and then there's your commanders. Kind of weird, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. More ways for more gaming to make more money. The Dockyard event will end on NA the 5th of February. So you have just under a month if you're still working on the Dockyard. The construction of new European battleship Njord continues. The cost of one phase is 3,000 balloons until you've completed 4 phases via missions. You can purchase starter packs or 2 or 6 packs for 5,000, 12,000, 650 balloons respectively. Oh yeah, until you've completed 4 phases. So important note here is that the Dockyard combat missions will be available until the end of the 3rd week of Update 14.0, and otherwise it ends in January. And during the last week, phases will only be purchasable for doubloons. So you have you have 3 weeks remaining if you're still working on the Dockyard to progress the combat missions. So definitely skip to it, as it were, if you're still progressing through. The Creatorverse Is Back. Starts 22nd January, ends February 5th on NA. You have Courage, Ludwig, Nadeshot, Moist Critical, and Sapnap. Assign them as commanders and decorate your ships with their commemorative flags and permanent camouflages. So, there's also thematic bundles available in the Armory for coal. You can also get commanders and permanent camouflages from Internet's containers, available in limited capacity in Armory for both coal and free XP. There you go. Let's see. Themed ships of each Creatorverse. Interesting. I don't know if there's one I really like here at all. I mean, Fubuki's okay-ish. Maybe better is Pensacola. Brawls, 3 new Brawls with different formats will await you in Update 14.0, starting 13th of January, and then that Brawl will end the 20th of January on NA for the first Brawl. Brawl 1 is 3v3 with tier 8 destroyers, cruisers, and battleships, no more than 2 destroyers and 2 battleships per team. Maximum division size 3. Brawl 2, 4v4 with tier 9 destroyers, cruisers, and battleships, no more than 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, 2 destroyers per team, and maximum division size of 4. Brawl 3, 5v5 with tier 10 submarines, destroyers, cruisers, and battleships. 3 battleships, 4 cruisers, 2 destroyers, and 1 submarine per team. Maximum division size 5. So, if you want my advice, play Brawl 1 and 2, but don't play Brawl 3 because of that thing. Armory, Wishing Wharf. Starts the 29th of January, ends March 5th, so it's coming very close to the end of Update 14.0. Update 14.0, a new iteration of the Wishing Wharf event is coming to the Armory. It will mark the beginning of our grand celebration of the Lunar New Year, which will continue in Update 14.1. During the event, you can use lunar tokens for tries at getting a random reward. Each try costs 30 lunar tokens, which can be directly purchased for doubloons or purchased in limited numbers for real money. These tokens will also be available in consecutive bundles for doubloons. For every 5 tries, you're guaranteed to receive one of the following permanent camouflages: Lunar Warrior, Mosaic, or Deep Red. Meh. I mean, Lunar Warrior is not bad, and neither is Mosaic. I mean, Deep Red's like okay. I mean, red's my favorite color, but rewards. Separated 3 categories depending on the rarity. Among the common rewards, you'll find special and rare expendable economic bonuses, credits, and signals. You're also guaranteed to receive back some of the lunar tokens you will have spent. The rare rewards category includes the following permanent camouflages for Lo Yang, Anshan, Fen Yang, and then Lunar Demon for Xian Yang, Garuda for Irian, or I always just call it the Siliwangi, but I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. In the unique rewards category, the following ships await you. Anshan, Loyang, Irian, Siliwangi, Fenyang, Sun Yat-sen, and Incheon. If you already have items in the rare or unique categories, you'll get lunar tokens as compensation, so keep in mind. Just some information about the ship. Incheon. I think this has been it's been a ship that's been in testing. It's a heavy cruiser, tier 10 Pan-Asian, tier 10 premium Pan-Asian heavy cruiser armed with 4 sets of 203mm guns. Looks like 8. High rate of fire, good accuracy. These guns can inflict impressive damage per minute, especially when firing their AP shells with improved ricochet angles. However, due to her poor ballistics, hitting targets at long distances will be challenging, and limited turret angles will make it difficult to fully utilize her main guns. She's also armed with fast and stealthy deep-water torpedoes. This is the reason why I remember this ship, but the small number of torpedo tubes make them more of an auxiliary weapon. Incheon also comes equipped with a decent set of consumables, including a smoke generator with a quick cooldown and torpedo reload booster. So, try to think if this ship looks similar to another ship in game. Because when we read 203s, like, you kind of want to think of, like, Des Moines or, was it Cerberus? But, yeah. Russian Badger content in the Armory, starting 8th of January, and ending, what? December 30th? Are they just saying this is in the Armory for the entire year? Content in collaboration with YouTuber and Twitch streamer The Russian Badger is coming back to our virtual seas. Permanent camouflage in Mexico. The claustrophic commemorative flag are now available under the Naval Community category of the Armory for community tokens. These items will remain in the Armory for a limited time. But I don't know if this is a typo. If it's a limited time, like, I mean, I don't think I would necessarily a year is a limited time, but I have all these. It'll probably tell you if you already have them, particularly like the permanent camouflage, Lobster Terminator permanent camouflage in Mexico. If you were to buy it, what would the compensation be if you already have it? Game balance changes. We're tuning the balance of certain ships based on analysis of their combat effectiveness and player feedback. You'll find the details of these changes on our development blog. Was this a lot of changes? Oh yeah. Did we already go over this? I don't know. I feel like we did, because it was kind of intense, so I think we already went over that in a different video. If it did, I'll tag it at the end here. Content additions and changes. Content additions of the skilled British commander David Betty and skilled German commander Franz von Hippe, with special traits identical to those of Bert and Dunkirk and Franz von Liutland, respectively. So these are commanders with enhanced skills. Yeah. The Counter Admiral's flag and Royal Navy Rear Admiral flag. Fitting, perhaps, with the Mighty Jingles commander. Other changes. Let's see. Fix the bug of the timer for the smoke screen would display incorrect time while the player ship is sitting in smokes. This was like, why did it take them so long to fix this? It's been around for update after update after update, because you would lay down a smoke and then you go to the front of your fresh puff of smoke, but the timer is counting down from the first puff of smoke you laid down rather than the last puff of smoke. So then you would think your smoke screen is about to end and, oh, I need to run away now, and you jump out of your smoke and be like, wait a minute, Why is my smoke still going? Because it was the first puff you put down when you activated your smoke screen. Fix a problem where destruction of a squadron of patrol fighters would not interrupt previously activated ability. Fix a visual bug that caused the ship's HP bar to show incorrect values while spectating a battle. Fix a bug that caused the main battery guns of the Prins von Oranje to be disabled or destroyed more easily than it was intended. Thank you, Wargaming. I'm surprised they didn't do a hotfix for that. It's been in the game for the whole update since the ship came in, update 13.11. I've had some frustrating games when I'm trying to play in randoms, and it just keeps getting knocked out, particularly that B turret. New York ammunition price increased to be in line with other ships of their tier class. So if you've been you whaled New York, or you finished things off, then you have had cheaper ammunition up until now. Updated textures for Hildebrand. For complete list of changes, please refer to player support. Let's see if there's anything notable here. Fix the issue with mercenaries not being able to participate in clan battles if they were previously not a member of a clan. Fix an issue with some difficulties. Cause difficulties with selecting password when creating a new account. Yeah. Minor fixes to the UI and other minor fixes. Okay. Well, definitely a lot of hype, goes into the Christmas update, as I call it, with all these Santa crates and whatnot. I think those are still around to the end, 29th of January, something like that. But yeah, modest update, a new ship line to grind in the game. So as an example, if you manage to pick up the tier 8 Dutch cruiser, if you play enough each day, or even if you don't play every single day, you can still pick it up. Then you can put a lot of free XP, build your XP up on it. So then when the time comes, you can pick up the tier 9 as soon as the early access ends. I never recommend spending money for tech tree ships. Tech tree ships are free, besides just grinding them right. So all in all, yeah, it's an okay update. It kind of sucks to see more airstrikes in the game, and that we'll kind of have another resurgence of Dutch cruisers, but at least these aren't as tanky, so perhaps you can knock them out a little bit more quickly since they're light cruisers. But yeah, otherwise it's just I guess I'd just give it an average thumbs up. And progressing the game for sure. So but with that being said, if you liked today's video and going over update 14.0, let me know by giving the video a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. If you didn't like it, if you haven't subscribed, I'd encourage you to consider subscribing with more content in some of the new player guide, veteran player guide series, and other things we do here on the channel. If you have subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Until next time, take care.